Alright, today we're going to talk to you guys about bump steer. I know a lot of guys look at it and don't really understand bump steer or really address bump steer, but it is actually pretty important. And what bump steer is when the car is on the starting line and it's at its right height, and when you let go of the button or the clutch and you dump it and the front end comes up, it's whether or not your wheels are going to toe in or do this right here. So let's say that the car took off and your wheels turned in like this. Well, when they land, it's going to scrub off a lot of ET. So that's no good. We want to be as smooth as we can from point A to point B. So with that being said, strut manufacturers, they tend to give you a number of, say, we want to try and keep it around 60 thousandths. And so what that is as your suspension goes through its travel, your strut will actually turn. So let's say it starts here and it goes up, it'll turn a little bit and come back down. So if you don't have a gauge on your spindle or on your bolt pattern to where you can run your suspension up and through, and you got a 25-inch diameter tire here, and you'd have a dollar caliper here and one back there, and you go through the suspension, then it would tell you how much bump steer you have in your travel. So what I typically do to get this narrowed down to where it's pretty simple to understand, this is your lower control arm, which is your camber bar, and this is your forward control arm, which is your caster bar. So on this right here, your camber bar back here is going to be your most important bar for your bump steer. So this camber bar right here, if I was to take this digital level right here and I was to put it down, and I'm going to measure that, we're going to say 3.1. Then this up here is your tie rod bar, okay, and you can see it reads 3.1. So if this tie rod bar right here and this lower camber bar are identically the same, then you're going to be less than 60 thousandths of bump steer. So it's real critical that whatever this is, this needs to be. Now if you say, hey Andy, I've got my rack already mounted and I've got my control arm already mounted, how do I fix that? Well, then you would have to come in here and you'd have to put a shim between the steering arm here and your heim, and you'd make a shim until you can shim this down to where it matches this. Or, you know, I don't really recommend going on top of the steering arm because that's not correct. But wanted to give you guys a real good visual on this instead of drawing it on a board and trying to explain it to you. This is a Top Sportsman car that came in, kind of scuffed the wall, knocked the fuel cell off of it. So before we had it up on the table, this was a real good area that we could use to show you guys what bump steer is and how to correct it and make it proper. So until next time, if you guys got any questions, you're more than happy to send them in to us and we'll get them answered for you. But until next time, I appreciate it.